Let's go now to Tim, who joins us on the line in Calgary. Hi, Tim.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm with the Calgary Homeless Foundation, and we're implementing Calgary's 10-year plan to end homelessness. And I got to tell you, today is a huge day. You guys have done a brilliant job of really describing what this means, and I'm really pleased to see it because we've got about a year-long head start here in Calgary, and we know that the programs and principles and policies that they're talking about in the provincial plan, we know they work, and we're starting to get results here. But this is huge because so much of what we need to get done in order to end homelessness in Calgary or Edmonton or Red Deer is tied up with provincial jurisdiction, and so it's a huge to see Alberta taking this leadership role.
Tim, can I just ask you, how quickly do you think this can be implemented once you know how much money is involved in when the budget is announced?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it is a 10-year plan, so it does take time. But we've already moved a few hundred people off the streets with the pilot programs we've started. Pathways to Housing in Calgary's moved 60 chronically homeless individuals off the street. Rapid Exit for Families has moved over 100 families out of shelters and off the streets into housing. It can work, and on one hand, the recession is drawing more people into homelessness, we think, but there's also opportunities for us to very quickly develop more affordable housing, and we're ready to go.
Tim, do we have the soft infrastructure to service these people? Do we have the professionals and the staff and the supports to actually deliver when we get them to a home in a permanent place that's warm and safe for them? Can we actually deliver with the staffing that we've got for their needs?
I think that could be a bit of a challenge for us, but you got to remember, in Calgary, for example, we're already spending $300+ million on homelessness, and so it's as much about reallocating or retooling what's already there as it is about adding new. And all of those social workers and shelter staff and others that are currently working, if we begin to get them working with a sort of a housing-first approach, and we're putting people into permanent housing and then providing them that support, we can get a lot done with what we've got.
Well, the people who are working on the ground and in the street with these agencies have to be given a debt of gratitude and should be awfully proud today.
You betcha.
That includes you, Tim. Thank you so much for phoning today. All the best. Let's go now quickly to Edmonton, where Gabriel joins us on the line. Hi, Gabriel.
Hi there. I think the last caller touched on it a little bit. Myself, I'm a tradesperson. I was a painter for 5 years in the residential building trades, and now I don't have work and I don't have a place to stay. Have a job. Well, actually, I just got a job. I'm working in the kitchen, but there's there's this big misconception that a lot of homelessness is, there is a certain amount of it, which is people with drug addiction or people with possible mental illness or what have you. But as the economy slumps more and more, just going to see more of this.
You're absolutely right about that, Gabriel. I mean, there's a huge component of people without a place where they can live that are people who have jobs.
Even in the boom, we had that. We had lots of men, especially living in shelters that had jobs, full-time jobs, with good paying situations, but couldn't afford the rents during the boom time. And you're right. Part of this program here, Gabriel, is employment and skills. Part two, so that if you need to be skills updating and employment skills and helping you find another job, that's part of the program as well. So it's not leaving you out.
What are you doing in the meantime, Gabriel?
Well, I'm a cook in the meantime, and I have child support and whatnot. So. But
what about where are you living though?
Oh, where am I living? Kind of anywhere.
Trying to sort of find couch space.
I live out of a backpack.
So you need housing, and you need it now.
Yeah, I do. A lot of people do. I think we need a lot more low-income housing. I think we need a lot more government housing, especially for right now. And I think, there's some good initiatives out there with trying to put money back into the economy, but I just don't know if it's going to end up where it needs to be.
Gabriel, do you know where to go to try to find help almost immediately?
Yeah. Well, I've been down to the employment office down to Argyle Center. I've been to a few different places.
Gabriel, I'm sorry. I wish you well. I wish you well in this search. And Ken, thank you so much for joining us today. Obviously a huge problem. We barely touched on it.
And we're getting started on it finally.
That's good news. Thank you.
Good talking to you, Donald.
That's Ken Chapman, our radio blogger. He's a lawyer and policy analyst with Cambridge Strategies in Edmonton. If you have more to say about this, call our talkback line 1-800-461-9219.